Well, it's courtside, it's the last day, and I have David and Sandra with me. These guys are no newbies to YouTube and having fun. They have their own channel, and it is called
Big Truck, Big Travels.
And let me tell you, you have to check them out because it is definitely a big truck. You've already gone to Alaska.
Yes.
And you loved it. You thought the motorhome drove amazing in Alaska. Look at that face. I love that.
It was the worst. I mean, no.
So the trip was great.
The trip was
Yes.
great. It was amazing.
But the ride
was
on
awful.
our Magnitude was terrible.
It was awful. So just to give you a point of reference, we went all the way up to Prudhoe Bay on the Dalton Highway. We took the Dempster Highway up to Tuck. We did the old Denali Highway.
Both ways. Because one way just wasn't enough.
No, it wasn't enough. I had to get those extra pictures in there. And then the absolutely worst road ever is the road to McCarthy.
No contest.
60 miles. And it took us almost 10 hours to go 60 miles.
We haven't ridden in this yet.
No, I know. That's right.
So this is all like before. So we're excited to see, what's the hype about?
I could be totally full of crap here, and I could just, they're like, man, this guy.
Out in about a half an hour.
This guy told us this thing was gonna ride so good, and now I'm like totally unimpressed. So
we need to get to it.
So then, do I need to drive first, or do you want to drive first?
No, why don't you drive first, get us there, and then let's switch and let's see what it's like.
All right, here we go.
Let's do it.
I'm just doing as I've been asked, so let's do this.
So our next trip to Alaska is actually going to be in the big rig and not in this.
Okay.
But our plan is to take this down to Baja.
Okay.
And then we've got a couple of other trips planned in it as well. Depending on how well everything rides, we may or may not go back to Alaska a fourth time, and that fourth time would be in our Class C.
So this is what I was talking about. Like, you could see still just one-handed, drives, straight. Like, basically, a lot of times I'm just hanging out, making sure, just as like the slight guide. But like, it tracks really well, by itself.
Well, I mean, so far it's riding just like what we have now. I'm really not seeing that much of a difference.
Right.
We're on paved roads.
But no, so we'll do the fun.
Well, I will say that it doesn't lean when we made the turn around the light or the turn coming out of the parking lot.
Okay, and you can really feel it from up there.
Oh yeah, I mean, there was really no lean up here. So.
Got your posters everywhere.
Yeah, I don't know how those got there. Not really sure. Can you do that?
I would have needed to tried that. So I did like when you ran over the gravel, I liked the way it handled. We weren't like fishtailing or swerving or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean.
So if we were run off the road, which happened a couple of times in Alaska, it was good to know that, to see that and feel that.
And I think the other part of it, too, it's like, it's just the unevenness of it and not ever feeling like, it's still feeling like you're in control.
Right. When we get to a stopping point, I really would like to see how much water you have in the tank.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Because that really makes a huge difference. So we generally don't drive really fast, only because I'm always searching for wildlife and photo ops. But we want the ability to go fast if we need to, but even going at 30, 40 miles an hour, our Magnitude, it was so rough.
Right.
Really rough.
50, 55. Definitely not 8 miles an hour.
No. Of course, the roads we were on were still a lot worse than this. There's a couple of sections that have some pretty bad washboarding, and then the bumps and the undulations. But there's no way our rig would handle this right here, right now.
Right.
We would be going 8 miles an hour probably, or 10. We're lucky maybe 15.
Yeah, and I mean, we're doing 45. And now here's the thing too, it's like, with this as well, you have the shock. So let's say this isn't bad, and I could always, like, if I wanted it to be a little bit softer, I could go and adjust the shock to be a little bit softer. Usually I'm adjusting it heavier because if I was like on a windy road, you know.
So yeah, our current system would be the dishes would be really rattling bad. I mean, they're rattling a little bit back there, but not like what we have now. So this is much nicer. But so when we were on McCarthy, you did speed up. You tried to get to 35 miles an hour one time just to see if you could.
I tried to see if we could glide.
We tried, and it was even worse. So this is indicative of what McCarthy is like right here. It's the washboarding and the jolting, but it's not like, I don't feel like I'm hitting my head against a wall.
Right.
Because it is smoothing out the jolts. It's still jolty, but it's not a sharp jolt.
Yeah. And that's the one thing, is like we could lower the tire pressure down to, you know, 50, 40.
Yeah, this is definitely like getting down to some of the campgrounds in Baja. Yeah.
Now, have you attempted that in your motorhome?
No, we're still trying to decide when we're gonna do it.
I'm saying, like, you wouldn't even take your motorhome normally through stuff like that. Or would you?
We would, but it would be
at 2 miles an hour.
a lot slower,
Yes.
and it would definitely be more
Because also the height too, just being afraid of bottoming out,
dragging the levelers, you know. Yeah. All right, so you guys, we're having fun. You guys are, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that I love your honesty in thinking of like, hey, it's gonna ride. Like, I'm not gonna feel anything. Like, I'm gonna be on a cushion.
Right.
And
that was my expectation.
No, and I get that, and that's where I think it's great, because I don't want there to be like unrealistic expectations at the same time to like, you're gonna be just on a hydroplane gliding through.
You won't even feel anything.
No, and
and I hate to say, that's what I was expecting.
Yeah.
And the reality is you're gonna feel it, but I think the big difference is the mat, like if you were to put a shock sensor in there, it's the level of the shock that you're getting.
Right.
It smooths it out,
and it felt more secure.
Yeah.
You weren't. It wasn't a lot of top heaviness, and it was a firmer ride, but it had watch out. It was a firmer ride, but it had some smoothness to it.
Yeah.
Well, that's in the shock. It's like like we're trying to control the motion and how fast everything's moving, and really it's just trying to absorb as much energy as we can.
There was a difference, and we tried that in ours with the standard.
Oh,
and it made it worse. Yeah.
I mean, going faster, the faster we went, the worse it got.
Right.
So
that was a big difference.
And that's what you mentioned. It was like normally that road that we went on was very similar to like what you're saying.
Yes.
And that was like 8 miles an hour if you were lucky.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then we got up to like 35 on that. And yes, it kind of like, you start feeling it a little bit better.
Yes.
Right.
It's not so like...
Yeah,
but,
well, and the other thing is we went down into some dips and got off road, off the pavement, and wouldn't have done that on Curiosity.
there you see him.
Yeah, wouldn't have.
I get excited. I'm just like I'm watching and not even watching this.
The camera's just
I know. I'm
That's
like
okay.
I'm more interested in and I'm more interested in what you're saying than getting it on video, because it's like I'm into what you're saying. Yes, yeah.
I like that. So that's good.
Yeah. And
that's
good.
good.
I think the other thing too that made a huge difference. So we did stop for a second, and David checked the water level in the tank, because I think that's critical, because you get all that sloshing around, and we didn't fit. Normally, even going down an interstate road, we felt it. It was like the tail wagging the dog.
Yeah, you're almost doing a little hula.
And the swagger or whatever, and we didn't feel it. I did not feel. That's why I didn't trust you.
I know you were like, sure, this tank is empty.
That's right.
Like if we would have bet money, she would have been like, the tank's empty. I know it. I know it.
Yeah.
I know the tank is empty. And when you're like, well, it's 67%, she's
right,
like,
so-
are you sure? Like, can you check that again?
So we know how those water levels are, but even if it was at the low end and it was 35%, even at 35%,
you notice.
feel it.
Okay.
You still
You
feel it, and especially some of the turns we were making and the speeds.
Yeah.
We really appreciate you
Yes,
guys
thank you for
taking
your
us out.
time.
No, I'm glad we got to do this. That's it.
There we
We're
go.
done. We're done here. We're gonna go have fun. I think it's time for lunch, guys.
Yeah,
I'm
we're hungry.
hungry. And they're going on another tour. That's all I got. See you guys.